welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing this layout titled Always Be Kind. For that I'm using the Dear Lizzy She's Magic collection and this page map sketch that was made for a Cherry on Top weekly challenge. It was challenge 161. This sketch called from different pattern papers, so this collection is perfect for that because it includes a lot of different pattern papers. And some of them have like a shimmer finish or foil details. They are really pretty and girly. I think I use 7-8 different pattern papers. You're going to see that. Right now I'm working on the background and I'm cutting the papers strips in different width and height, and then I'm using the scissor to cut the edges diagonally just to change the sketch a little bit. Now I'm cutting this green ledger paper because first I cut the cream one but I didn't like how it looks, so I'm cutting the green one and using it for matting the title and to write the journaling. This will make it easier for me to write since it already have lines. Now I'm working with the photos. Those photos are of my daughter the day that she cut her hair. For the first time she's donating her hair. And I'm matting it using this pink with foil heart cardstock. It's from Basil. This paper is very pretty and I like how it looks, but I feel that it still needs something. So I'm removing the photos and matting them now in one of the red pattern papers just to add some colors and make them the focus of the page. As you can see, I'm matting them in the red paper. Now I'll be matting them again in the pink cardstock. Now the papers that I'll be using are ready, so I need to work on the background. But before that, I'm using this EK Success paper punch just to create an edge on top of the ledger paper. And now for the background, I'm using a white cardstock and some modeling paste in white, and I'm painting the paste using shimmers, Scarlet Fever, and a little bit, just a little bit of the cotton candy. More of the Scarlet Fever because I want it to look more red than pink. Also, I'm using this Team Hope Dot Fade stencil. I'm using it in the distressed area because I want to give this look to the layout, and I'm doing that 3 times, basically in the cluster areas and the title, just to give more attention to those spots of the layout. Now I'm going to make some splatters using Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Ocean and in Navy. As you can see, I'm not using any brush. I'm just using the bottle as is to create the splatters. Once the media was dry, I start adding the pattern papers to the cardstock. For that, I'm distressing the borders of the paper, and I'll be using liquid adhesive. This is the Scotch Tacky. I'll be using that to add the papers to the cardstock, and once they are dry and ready, I'll be using my sewing machine to add another detail. As you may notice, I love to sew in my layouts and my projects. Now that the glue is dry, I'm going to use the machine to sew straight lines using white thread on top of the strips of paper. Also, I'm going to create a border around the green ledger paper. After that, I'm adding the photos to the layout. They are back with craft adhesive, craft foam, the craft foam you find in the department store. And now I'm adding the title. It's in foam. Those are foam words. They are from Jelly Bean Soup. And I always add a little bit of liquid adhesive just to be sure that they stay there with the time. And to complete my title, I'm going to use these My Mind's Eye stickers. They are from the Now and Then Mildred pack. I'm using the scissor just to reduce the letter size because they have a lot of empty area and I want it to fit in between the kind word. So I reduce them and I'm adding them. I didn't show it, but I add a little bit of liquid adhesive behind the letters just to secure them. Now I'm ready to start embellishing the page. The first thing I'm doing is cutting these tags to reduce them because the photos are already adhered to the page, so I cannot place them completely behind the photo. So I'm only using a portion of them and I'm adding some twine to add more details and make them look prettier. And now I'm adding flowers to create the cluster. The die cut package included a few flowers with shimmers and beautiful details, but not enough flowers, so I'm going to use one of the papers from the collection to add more flowers into my clusters. But before that, I used this sticker from the cardstock sheet and it was too big for what I wanted, so I need to reduce it by cutting on the edge, but it is still too big, so I'm going to cut in between the words to reduce the space in between the words and make it shorter. As you can see here, I'm cutting and gluing it on top without covering the words. And now I'm securing the tags with liquid adhesive and I added some craft foam behind them. I have a camera right now on top of the layout. I will not be using that. As you can see, I have a few flowers there. I'm going to add them using glue dots. This time I'm using glue dots because I have them in different thickness. Some of them are 1/8 of an inch, others are 1/16 of an inch. This gives me the opportunity to create layers because they are not flat in the page, but the 1/8 is higher than the 1/16, so I can create layers and more than dimension in the page. The white leaves are from Eco Park. It's a cut file that I bought in the Silhouette store. I cut them a long time ago in my machine. I have them in my desk, so I'm using them just to add more details. This is the paper that I used to cut more flowers to embellish the page and create the cluster. I'm going to excuse myself because some part of this video was not recorded. I didn't notice that the camera turns off and stop recording, so you will not be able to see how I made the cluster on the bottom side of the photo. But it's basically the same thing that you see in the top cluster. I just used some flowers, also added some stickers, heart stickers, and the phrases or word stickers from the collection. I used some of them on top of the photos, and the puffy stickers too. As you can see here, I'm showing you some of the dimension that I created using the craft foam and the foam tapes. And for you to see the details that I missed to record. I stamped the date using a date punch. I think it was from Joanne. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if this is the case, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to follow me or know more about my work, you can visit my social media. The links of them are in the description box. Thank you and have a nice day.